The very idea of baling hay makes my fucking balls itch. What's good, Ninja Militia? It is your boy Thesis, aka Thesis himself, from Vaping with Thesis. That's right, God bless it. Now look. Okay, smother truckers, now peep game, son. Today we have got the Asmodus Pumper 20/21. I think it's the /21. I don't remember. But that's besides the point. Point is, I've been looking forward to reviewing this bad mother trucker right here for quite some time. I shouldn't say quite some time, maybe a couple of weeks here thereabouts. Now, aside from this sounding like a male sex toy, this has been one of the dopest mods I've had in quite some time, and I'm excited as to bring it to y'all Ninja Kitties. With that being said, do not forget to hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter at ThesisHimself, as well as patreon.com/ThesisHimself. Today's comment question of the day is, if you could rename the Asmodus Pumper, what would you name it? You guys rename the device, whatever you want it to be. Take a look at the device. Look how beautiful that is. Oh, inside and out, bottom to the top. Rename it, and I will go through the comments within about a week and a half because I'll be gone for Memorial Day weekend. I'll be out at the cabin fishing. Whoosh. So I will go through the comment section. My favorite rename of this device is going to get a free Thesis Himself t-shirt. I will autograph that bad boy. You do have to pay for postage. Aside from that, the t-shirt is yours. Okay, smother truckers. Now with that being said, let's go and get up close and personal with the Asmodus Pumper McThumperston. Before I begin my ass kissy review, let me start by saying that this is my opinion. Asmodus didn't pay me to say any of the things you're about to hear. They didn't even offer me to send the device. I had to basically beg. Asmodus, please give a YouTuber your mod, and then they finally caved. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start. Prior to recording this video, I had difficulty trying to find the words to describe the Pumper 21. If you're wondering why the 21, it's simple. 2021 means that it can accept 21 700 size batteries and 20 700 size batteries. As for the Pumper 18, it's not only the age of consent, it's also the size of battery it uses. 18650. Good, now you're following along. And yes, the name does sound like a sex toy, which is sort of fitting. I mean, look at it. It's orgasmic. Out of all the mods I own, this one in particular is by far the best looking overall. Now I know that may not be true for everyone, but I like gold trim and gaudy ass colors. But this mod isn't like other shelf queens, beautiful yet hollow. The Pumper 21 is backed up by a similar chipset that they use in the Luna Squonk box. And while I do prefer a little more power and some adjustability, if you build the right coil with just the right amount of resistance, this mod can chuck some serious clouds. Lately, I've been using a 0.15 ohm fused Clapton coil that seems to be doing the trick. Now in terms of ergonomics, the Pumper is a perfect fit. Even if you've got the hands of an 11-year-old girl, say like our current Commander-in-Chief, this gorgeous Squonk box will feel right at home nestled between your thumb and your index finger. Which brings me to my next point, the button. Generally speaking, I prefer a large, clicky monstrosity of a switch, but I think I found myself really liking the concave and understated button Asmodus chose to use on the Pumper. The laser engraving seems to be really nicely etched and not prone to scratches. The hex screws holding the top and the bottom plates are brass, or at least brass looking, and though it seems like a small detail, I think they use a high quality part, and for that it's worth mentioning. The level of detail Asmodus put into this particular box is second to none. It wasn't until the second week of use that I noticed that even the reservoir was just as detailed as the rest of the box. Case in point, there's a clear fill line so that you can see exactly how high to fill the tank, 8mm to be exact. The hydraulic pump isn't just for lowriders anymore. Why in the world has not every Squonk box taken note? In an industry that evolves as fast as ours, you'd think that the squeeze bottle would have been phased out by now. The pump used in this and previous mods by Asmodus literally remove all the guesswork from squonking. Not to mention, the hydraulic pump is more convenient, better looking, way more consistent, and who the fuck doesn't like seriously, am I talking to myself? Who doesn't want a hydraulic pump on their mod? A squeeze bottle? What the fuck is a squeeze bottle? Anyway, to make a long story short, is this device worth the $140 price tag? The answer is yes, maybe. If you're looking for a Squonk box that's absolutely gorgeous that you can't necessarily take everywhere with you in fear that you're gonna break it, then absolutely. No, this isn't a perfect device, no device is. Most people looking at Squonk are probably going to want to take it with them at all times. For me, I do take this with me on a regular basis, but as long as I know that I'm not going to be doing anything, that involves dirt biking, ATVing, snowmobiling, plowing, walking around the yard, fucking mowing the lawn. Basically, I don't take this anywhere outside the studio except for maybe my car, but that's really about it. For me, it's still worth it. This is one of those devices where I touch it, I feel it, I like it. And for me, it feels like a piece of craftsmanship. And who doesn't want to own a piece of that? You feel me? Hawkeye, mother truckers. Now, with that being said, let's go and get back to regular view, son. Welcome back to Regular View. Oh, it is foggy in here. Okay, Smother Truckers, now my final summation is this. The Asmodus Pumper is by far and away one of the most beautiful devices I've ever set my hands on. Now, let me throw an addendum to that because it is not necessarily the most expensive device I've purchased because of being high-end. This is a device that I'm sure there's going to be a lot of high-end geeks out there who are going to not believe that this is high-end. For me, personally, on my price level, on my price range, on my budget level, this is as high-end as it gets in my collection. Look at the Mini Kodama Boost. This is gorgeous. Look at the Asmodus Pumper. Check out the Spruza. Check out the Luna. Those devices are exactly what I would expect in a high-end device. I would not beat the piss out of it. However, I did beat the piss out of this, and I cannot believe it's survived as long as it has. Look at that. I mean, look at the absolute beautifulness this thing's got. But then again, look at the crack right there. You can see it as that light passes through. There's a nice little crack. I dropped this from the top of a truck. So as I was getting in the pickup, this fell right out of my pocket, smack dab on the concrete, and that was the only thing that happened. Personally, that's not much to complain about. That's me being pretty fucking nitpicky about a device that should shatter, technically because it's made out of wood, especially when you've got this much weight coming down on it. You feel me? That matte finish on this stabilized wood is absolutely prime in my humble opinion. Look at the top brushed brass right there. Some of the most beautiful looking metal I've seen on any given device. And then of course you got the high polished brim. I know that I'm getting into the looks, but to tell you the truth, that's what gives it its X factor. Its X factor is the way that it looks, it's the way that it feels, and the hand is perfection. I could not ask for a better feeling device, especially ergonomically. Where the button is placed is absolutely perfect. Now yes, the truth of the matter is I am a little bit biased because I like Asmodus products. I just have a good connotation to them in the same way that someone who's driven Chevys their whole life has a good connotation to Chevys or Ford, pick a fucking brand. I have a predisposed idea or a preconceived idea before any product shows up at my doorstep by Asmodus that it's going to be good. Granted, will I tell you guys if there's something about it that's not? Of course I will. I just showed you how easily this thing cracks. There's devices and there's brands out there of mods and devices that I've used that I just have a good feeling towards. Another one would be DNA. Any DNA device, before I order it, before it even gets here, in my head, I already feel like it's going to be a high quality device. That's the same similar situation that I feel about Asmodus. These devices, for me, are amazing. I like them. They're consistent. And to me, quality and consistency is so key when I'm reviewing any product. Again, it doesn't matter if it's headphones, a speaker, knives, it doesn't matter what the product is. If I have a consistently, reliably solid device, I like it. That's just how simple it is. The fact that it's beautiful and has a great form factor, that's just the frosting on the cake. You feel me? This device makes me feel special. And that to me that's one of the biggest reasons why I love products that look like this, products that feel like this, products that vape like this. I will say another good comparison would be the quality of the Drip Tech. This bad boy right here, this is the Defiant Designs Drip Tech Squonk box. Again, this device here is a high quality device. It's a special feeling mod. But at the same time, the way that this looks is more me. It's a little bit more flashy, a little bit more flamboyant, a little bit more eccentric. That's something I gravitate towards naturally. So, with that being said, this device, in my humble opinion, is 150% worth the price. When I talk about quality, this is exactly what I mean. The 510 could not be smoother. It is perfection. No, it's not overdone. I do prefer an engraved 510, but the truth of the matter is, if you're not gonna engrave the 510, leave it the fuck alone, make sure it's the same color as its surroundings. And it is. It's that beautiful polished gold on the top. It's that brushed, almost a brushed aluminum look. The fact that they're all hex, I enjoy that. One of my favorite parts is this quarter turn for the bottom feed reservoir right here. Bam, come on, stick it out. Stick it out now. Woo, I just dropped it. Bam, for this bad boy. I think it's super dope how it goes up like that. You slide her in, and then that little tab comes out. I love it. Everything about this device, I love. There's nothing about it I don't like. The one downside, I guess, if I want to be more nitpicky, is I wish that it would fit a 21700 a little bit better, a little bit more flush, a little bit easier, and I wish that the device... I wish that the device was designed around a bigger battery like that. I'm hoping to see in the near future Asmodus come out with the 26650 Squonk box. We all know that a bigger battery is going to have more of an overall battery life as well as an overall better experience. Bitch, it's okay, Smother Truckers. Now with that being said, I want to tell y'all that I appreciate y'all for vaping with Thesis. It is your boy Thesis. I'm out.